few terminology, a few things, make something better, improvements. But for a quarterback to succeed and thrive, he has to have the same system, speaking the same language. This will be his first time doing that in 3 years, so for 2 years in a row having the same system. So I look for him to excel, and to master it. And now you can give the quarterback ownership because he's doing the same thing that he's done the year before. So that helps the offense out, especially the guy that's touching the ball every time, to be able to teach the guys and see things of how he wanted, and just go out there and play to the best of his ability.
What have you learned about Baker over the years now that you've worked with him?
He has a chip on his shoulder no matter what, good, bad, indifferent. He's always out to prove himself, but he's his own worst enemy, right? I just got to get him out of harm's way. I like his competitive nature, but I don't like it to the expense where he keep getting hit and he won't be available. He's getting older, he turned 30, so I joke with him now, welcome to the 30 club. You're older now, so those hits you took when in your 20s, might affect you a little different in your 30s. So, just to get him to start being smart, take less hits, throw it away, maybe get down, and only, be competitive in situations called gotta have it situations, first down, touchdown, end of the game, things like that. So, but I love him to death. I wouldn't trade him for nothing, or his competitive nature.
That's the even turnovers, right? He make. We all remember him, bows on his arm.
His friend, right?
You're like, no, oh God, yes. You don't want to coach that out of him, but yeah, you would like to have him for the whole season, and he's managed to stay healthy enough to do that.
That right there was a gotta have it.
So, that was a gotta have it. Yeah.
That was a gotta have it moment. So I would want that guy to show up in the gotta have it moment.
Yeah.
Early in the game, if it's not there, I would prefer him to throw it away or get down.
Yeah.
Or in instances, check it down, add to the punt. Let's play a little team ball. We got a good defense. Let's flip the field. We don't have to get it all in one shot. In certain instances, he thought he had to put us on his back and make certain plays like that, which he did.
Yeah.
And it's a fine line to that. But now that's the thing that you fine tune. Okay, when and when not. And if we can get that under control and limit the turnovers, then I think we could be unstoppable as a team for sure.
How much have you had to plead with him to either slide or get out of bounds on a particular play?
All the time, even in practice. And I might say, hey man, you gotta get down there. What you mean? You don't think I can run him over? I know you can run him over, but I'd rather you get down and I have the next play. That's it. But that's just him joking, his competitive spirit. But that's the next step for him, and it's gonna be moving forward because the older you get, your ability, your mobility and ability goes away sometimes. So you have to be smart. And just to start getting him to play heady, and understand the situation and getting out of harm's way, that'll help us a lot because that also will limit turnovers, because he's thinking in that manner. You don't have to be a Superman.
Yeah, let's get those interceptions down,
And we talked about it. I would think him had 14 picks, 11 of them came in situational football.
Yeah.
Red zone, 2 minute, and just understanding where we can be aggressive and where we can cut our losses. So now you just, emphasizing on situational football, what to do with it, what not to do with it, and that's what the offseason about. And he was honest with himself. He understands that we cannot turn the ball over if we want to be a great team to compete in the NFC. Be one of the top dogs and not cut it close like we have the last 2 years.